So let's talk about this guy who worked at the food truck and got canned because he Twitter shamed a bunch of bad tippers. Like these guys went and ordered $170 worth of grilled cheese sandwiches at a grilled cheese food truck in New York City. They didn't leave what the server thought was an appropriate tip. They went back to work, and the food truck worker goes on Twitter and starts talking about how they're bad tippers and names the company these guys are coming from. I think that the food truck owner had every right to fire the guy.
No. Listen, first off, they didn't leave any tip on a $170 bill.
Yeah.
Okay? It's from a Wall Street company. All right? These guys in food trucks work hard.
Okay.
They're out there working for that money, which they probably don't make a lot.
So
they rely on these tips.
Their company should be shamed because some of the employees didn't tip?
Yeah.
Sure. That's how, in a social world, we are in a social world where you tip for everything now. It's not what we want, but everybody gets tipped for something.
I don't think that the tipping thing is universal. I actually avoid places where you have to tip. I don't go to salons. I don't get massages. If I get coffee, I specifically use a credit card so I don't feel pressure to tip as they're like lingering the coins over the tip jar.
Do you ever
then
notice?
I walk around feeling guilty all the time, and you should be able to walk up to a food truck. Granted, yes, I agree they're working hard. I know that they're providing a service, but it's almost like a vending machine. Are we going back to like Mars Candy and saying, hey, great M&Ms I had out of your machine. I'm going to tip you because of the work you put into it.
It has nothing to do with the person making that product. It has to do with the low-paid workers that are working inside that food truck.
I am an above-average tipper.
I am too.
I tip more than, and not even because I think they deserve it, more so because I'm afraid that the guy's going to say, oh, Tony Fly came in today and he didn't tip at all.
Right.
So I'm an above-average tipper. The thing is, where does it stop? Everyone deserves a tip? Every single person?
Like, should we get a tip for the show if people like it?
Right. If you guys had a good show, do you start sending in money?
Listen, if you go to Las Vegas, every single person gets tipped. The limo driver, the cab driver.
The guy at the food truck, what did he do that's any different than the guy who works at McDonald's? Do we tip people at McDonald's?
He gave them great service by getting $170 in grilled cheese sandwiches.
So did the McDonald's guy when I ordered a bunch of Big Macs and they all came out perfect.
And they're starting to put tip jars out too.
That's
oh my gosh.
Ridiculous.
Getting out of hand.
All right, you guys. Coming up next. Oh, no, we've got some videos.
Yeah, we've got.
We went on. Sorry, guys.
Let's let some other people weigh in. We're getting
We've got
heated.
a couple of video comments. Let's see. Chris, what does Chris have to say?
Oh, why is he asking for a tip? Because, one, it's a food truck. I didn't know you had to tip at food trucks. And I don't know. I feel like I would not want to ask for it because that just seems rude.
Rude?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a food truck.
Yes.
You don't tip at a food truck.
Tip your server at your food truck.
Tip your television host because he's doing a good show, too. That's ridiculous. What about Jason?
Well, this message is for Dan, Kelsey, and Tony. My name is Jason, and as an owner and operator of a food concession business, I understand why the owner of that food truck let his employee go. His employee was paid to work in the food truck, and tips are strictly optional. When we're working, we don't expect a tip after every serving we do. It's just optional. That's for the patrons. That's for the patrons to decide. They can tip you if they like to tip you, and if they don't tip you, no big deal.
So, and that's the point I'm trying to make. We live in a tipping world, yes, we do. But sometimes, if that's how you make your money, you might not get tipped as much as you think you deserve. You know what you do then? You complain to your fellow employees. You complain to your wife when you go home. Maybe you don't even smile at them the next time they come. But you certainly don't trash my food truck business with your little opinion on Twitter. Come on.
Ridiculous.
All right.
I was at a McDonald's where they had a tip jar out the other night.
What about the grocery store when they're going click?
Did you tip at McDonald's? Honestly, look me in the eye and say you tipped at McDonald's.
No, I did not tip at McDonald's.
Thank you, and that's my point. Bye. Show's over, everybody.